dissect what it was trying to teach me there. So I go to my book, Simple Signs and Dream Interpretation. So I was going to hit the book to like research it, and right when I was going to do that, I was about to open this, as you can see. I actually didn't think about this for ASMR purposes. It was more of like, I was really craving it, and I was going to do that. I was going to research my dream meanings, and then I was like, wait a minute, I can do it with you guys. Okay, so for the whole week I've been dreaming about really, really specific things. Like I remember the lioness. Because it was she didn't have like, a lion has that big hair and the lioness doesn't. So I was sure it was a lioness. So I can get the whispers better. So I was pretty sure it was a lioness, and I remember that I would see it from afar, and I just looked back to see if anyone was seeing this. I was not scared. I was like, okay, so what's going to happen? And the lion came running towards me, but not as in a charging way. I don't know, I wasn't afraid. And I just kept like, and right about when it comes really close to me, she stops and just looks at me, and I keep staring at the lioness, like very like extending my ground maybe, and we just kept that stare game. And then all of a sudden I turn around and I turn again and she wasn't there. So that was pretty, I don't know, it just kept me thinking a lot during the day. But I know it has a lot of symbolism. Other of the things that I've been dreaming is I dreamt of a shark. Like a shark in between the waves, and that the waves was crashing down the building. So I was just like, okay, what does that mean? And these animals are pretty fierce, like you're literally, like you're in the real life, these are animals you would be afraid of, like to be super close to. So yeah, other things that I dreamt were, other dreams were more of like being lost in an airport, seeing so many unfamiliar faces, but I was never scared. I was just kind of confused as to why I was there, and scared, maybe scared that I did not have my wallet. Like how was I going to come back home if I didn't have my my passport and all that? So I was really scared about that, but not scared in my dream. So I went to a diner in the airport, and all of these people like stare at me, and I just was so weird. I've done a lot of hypnotherapy, and I thought you said hypnotherapy or hypnosis. I've been put under hypnosis, and a lot of things have come out of that, and where I tend to be really conscious of my surroundings and of everything. That in my dreams I project that, and maybe that's why I'm able to go to so far. I was in Europe, so that's why I was so scared that I know I'm so far from home, and I don't know how I'm gonna go back. So it was kind of that thing of like, I was actually looking for myself because I knew that something was off, and then everything felt so real that I was like, no, this is definitely not a dream. Anyway, so yeah, I just want to go over the pages and see what it means. This isn't as good as a strawberry or cherry. This isn't a planned video, so if I screw up, I screw up. Okay. Because I hate it that it's only on the tip. The powder. Okay. Okay. So let's go over it. Oh, I think this is interesting. Okay. So this is the illustrated encyclopedia of simple signs and dream interpretation, identification and analysis of the visual vocabulary and secret language that shape our thoughts and dreams. So that's what I mean. Like, I'm not saying it's gonna come true. I'm not saying that I was astral projecting. I think it was more of, there was a lot of symbolism which maybe I'm not dealing with, and at the time of my dreams, well, it is believed that during the dreams you do process a lot of things that maybe in your day-to-day you're not really focused on, because maybe you're not aware of it. But like, then you go into the dreams and you start processing all that. I'm really interested in all that. Actually, one of the things that really sparked my interest is how I was able to like say, it's time for me to go, but at the same time I woke research those. So yeah, and guys, I was looking through this, and it says journeys symbolize quests for personal advancement, either material or spiritual, or both. To travel is to tread potentially hazardous path through life in which the ultimate destination is not death, but spiritual enlightenment, mythically embodied as a promised land, or a precious object with special powers as the Holy Grail or the Golden Fleece. Oh, look at that. Sometimes journeys are subterranean, symbolizing entry into the underworld, and sometimes through the air, suggesting spiritual aspiration. And I think that goes a little bit more along the lines of as to who I am. So I'm always aspiring to find that connection within me, and it's okay, to bump into obstacles. It's okay that I can't be always like that. Sometimes, that past baggage comes and disrupts whatever healing or whatever advancement you've made, and it's there to teach you a lesson, and that's how I see it now. So this is why I connect everything with, how can I grow from this? Like, instead of saying, why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? It's more of like, wait a minute, what can I learn from this? And I've just had to think that way for the longest of time, that I forget to process that during the day and become very busy with everything. That this is why I feel like, this is personally, this is why I feel like sometimes dreams that have you thinking all day, like I said, not every dream has you like that, but whichever, the ones that do, I feel that is some kind of message as to, hey, like, it's asking you to stop, take a moment and reflect on what's trying to teach you. And yeah, so this is why I go to my little book. And yeah, so like I said, I was in an airport. I would see a lot of planes. So the desire for flight is archetypal. Aircraft can symbolize spiritual aspiration, transcending human limitations by defying gravity. So interesting. Okay, so let's go for the lion. What have you guys done? Let me know what you think. I'm always very interested and curious. The reason I'm doing it like this is because I would always get ASMR whenever someone else was looking at something and I was just staring at that. Like, so maybe it works for you. Just getting started. Weirdest animals. Christian tradition and was used as a secret symbol of association by the early Christians. To this day, it may be a sign of faith for some. That's really interesting because I've been dealing right now with some issues, as afraid of what the future holds and the uncertainty of so many things, and I think that's happening to a lot of people right now. And I think more than ever it's important to analyze all of our emotions. I have so much to say. I think this is really interesting, in which 2020 has forced us to stop and take it slow, but at the same time it has been hostile, and it has been quick as to you have to resolve everything in the way you do things and in the way you're going to resolve your income or your plans, and it's all about redirecting everything. So it's kind of like I don't know if it's everything merging, as you know how everything has to be balanced out, yin and yang, and the bad and the good inside the bad and the bad inside the good. So I think it's kind of that situation with 2020, that it does seem bad overall, but there's a lot of good in it. And I think exploring that and asking ourselves, wait a minute, what is this teaching me? Once again, I think that's where we find a lot of answers. And because I remember in my dream that I was really aware, like if I saw the shark, I was like, what does this mean? Like, I wasn't even afraid of the shark. I was questioning inside the dream what it meant. And usually I don't dream like this. Usually I dream like a lot of vivid things. But this is why I'm like researching this, because I was, okay. Anyway. Wait, it didn't say anything about creatures of the land, wild animals. Freud held that dreams of wild animals represent our unbridled passions, lust, greed, jealousy, and the like. Freud's interpretation of wild animals to mean our unbridled nature. Wild animals in their natural habitat are unconstrained. So like other elements of nature, they show us some aspect of our true selves. That is really interesting. So let's see. Where's the lion? But it was a lioness. Raw strength, power, danger, pride, kingship. Doesn't say much. Some animal symbolism is more complex and carries cultural resonance. Is this lion a symbol of power, strength, danger? Does it attract or repel you? That's interesting, because it wasn't repelled by me. It was looking at me and it was coming towards me, not charging. I think it's a difference, because it wasn't like, it was just like trying to get close to me. And I was just like, well, I'm not gonna go. And I think that's why wasn't I afraid? And it says here, carries cultural resonance, which I'm Mexican, and there's been a lot of things with that too, in between two cultures. Like a lot of things that come with that, but I won't get into it. So what else did I dream? The ocean. What about you guys? Tell me, please. I would love to Anyway, I won't look anymore. I will just, go through the pages and Doesn't say. Lucid dreaming. I have had a lot of that. The nature of dreams. A dream is a series of pictures or events that occur in the mind. Generally, dreams are experienced as we sleep, although it is possible to enter a dream state like while awake. These images seem to be based on the dreamer's thoughts or experiences, although certain dreams seem to bear little or no relation to the dreamer's normal life. Precisely how and why these images occur and what relevance they may have is a subject that has inspired a great deal of research and provokes much debate. Nightmares. Dreaming naked. Have you guys had that? I've never. Appear naked in front of a laughing audience is a classic nightmare scenario. Such a dream may be about performance anxiety. There you go. Creativity, communication. Flying and falling. Oh my god. So my camera shut off. I'm watching us live. I need to go. 13. He's turning 39. So.
Wow. ¿Cuánto llevamos?
I'm gonna put him in pause because I love watching his lives while this turns off and I have to wait like 5 to 10 minutes for the camera to get back on track. So where was I? Okay. So yeah, falling in your dreams. I know that was super random, I'm so sorry, but this is what happens behind the scenes sometimes. For some people, dreams of flying and falling may be an attempt to confront a fear of heights or to deal with vertigo, the dizziness we experience when our sense of balance has been disturbed. You can Magic and fantasy. Aliens. That's a scary one. Magic. Oh my gosh, look at these. These are really cool. It's a really cool artwork. I love this. I think that's Merlin. Oh no. So yeah. Oh, and then there's like symbols. Charmed. So it's like a series of symbols and yeah. Okay. So I've had this book for like 10 years maybe. Maybe I need to buy a new one. Okay. Disasters and mistakes. The 50 most significant moments explored in words and maps. Atlas of History's greatest disasters and mistakes. The ancient world was littered with disasters and mistakes. Pyramids constructed on shifting sand, Space Center. Wow. My hair. And it's sticky. This is what happens when I'm eating. And because I remember in 2000 and something I watched one explode. Which one? I think it says here Columbia. NASA was slow to learn its lesson. The spacecraft program was temporarily suspended to investigate the causes of the crash. In 2003, a second shuttle and its crew were lost when Columbia broke up on re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere, with the loss of all 7 crew members. Insulation tiles had come loose from the shuttle's underside, so the craft overheated. The main questions after the second shuttle disaster again concern NASA's management. Pearl Harbor.